Well, she did such a good job on Stars Over the Prairie with Paul Metza that we asked her to sing a song for us, and it turns out she wrote an original tune that she performed on the show. This is Belle Modine. You're listening to Stars Over the Prairie, greatest performances with Paul Metza on 610 KDAL.
Well, I'll be damned if I can find that spot right here. So if I crank it up here, and I pull, which one did I just pull? I pull this one here. Ah, shit. Okay, calm down. Where the hell that come from? That come from here, I think. Where did it come from here? It came from here. So this, okay. I finally figured this out. Not really. I removed this volume control and I just moved this resistor. So there's no volume control on this thing. I'm trying to run it off a 9-volt battery. But I see I have an issue here. The hell. If I disconnect... Oh, if I disconnect this one here, if I turn this up, and I pull this now, this thing's loading it down. I changed this diode around. I figured it should be pushing instead of pulling. So I got the cathode this way and the anode this way. So if you hook up a negative control grid voltage, then you got a negative active diode there. This is my earth ground going through this capacitor. This antenna, I can't hook nothing up to an antenna, but I'm going to hook a wire from here and put the post down here. I have no connections to hook it up, but I want to isolate from earth ground. I don't want this like hooked up to here and put an earth ground right to there, like in case something goes wrong. I want it through some isolation. So I chose one of these old-fashioned wax capacitors. Were around a lot when I was young. I got a 220K resistor there, but now I'm thinking maybe it should be at 2000 to be like the headphones. But on this thing here, if I disconnect this, it unloads this, or opens it up. And then I can go, if I go all the way down, I get this channel. It's right at the edge, so if I want to hit that, I gotta hit that and then pull it up. So that should be 550 if I rid this capacitor. Could save you thousands. And it's way down here. But it's right at the very bottom, so I had to put this capacitor in there to raise it.
10 KDAL.
So this is 610, very strong channel. 710.
They're great. Call for your free debt resolution information now.
710, very strong channel.
200-6895.
This is the church channel. This is New Modern Rock channel.
I keep ordering takeout. Accomplishing goals is hard.
And nothing else. Nothing in the 4 digits. This is this is around. The church channel's around 900 kilohertz. This, I think, is still not in 4 digits. I don't think. I'm not sure. I think it just said 98. So This thing here has to jump this. So if I want to get that 550, which it usually doesn't come in, so I'm going to have some other connections on here. One for the earth ground connection. The antenna bit never.
I would absolutely be part of the greatest nation on earth.
So when I hook this thing up, I have the end going to here. Where the hell it's at? To there. The first center tap, the variable capacitor obviously is hooked up to the end where the turn started. To this first center tap is the variable capacitor. It's the only place I could get it working decent. If I move it to here, it worsens. So the best spot is here, which is I think is 40 turns. So I'm gonna hook up, do something else with these transistors here. I don't have the light working for me here. So when I did this, I started here. I went this way. The spools of wire I had only had so much wire and it quit right there. And then so there's a tap here, and then it's number 22 wire. The red wire is 82 turns to this magic marker mark down here, where it's at. Right here, I think. I don't want to listen to that.
Can be used by.
It's right here. The magic marker mark is right here. So the next one is 100 turns. So you got 82 at this point, then that makes 100 turns. And then to here, so this tap is forced in there because we had to change wire. So to here, it equals 150 turns. And I don't find anything useful tapping into there. The next one, where the variable capacitor is another additional 50 turns. And I got scared running towards the end because I got 40 turns there because I couldn't hang on to it. I had to rip the cap off of this, and this is not dipped through the cardboard. This is all free. The only place it's dipped in the cardboard is right here. This is just turns wrapped, and then I switched it. I had it masking tape across it, holding it. Then I did the other turns to make it 150, I think it is. And then the next step is another 50, and I didn't dip it through. I didn't think of that. I shoulda. So if this was to break here, it'll all unroll all the way down to there. It's one continuous. I should have dipped it through, but I didn't. I didn't think of it. So if I hook up to this thing, which it's hooked up, I don't hear nothing. Yeah, this thing's wishy-washy anyways. It's well, anyways, with this amplifier, I built it a couple years ago. I'm just figuring it out. So it's this. It's an 8-track player. This schematic was on the bottom of it, so I was able to draw it out. There's the first stage from the switching. So for cassette tape or something would be right into there, I believe. So it has that transistor, and these are the numbers that were on the unit, and then it comes into here to this one, and these were all those CAN transistors of the 70s. Then it has this one and then it has this one, and the push-pull thing going on, and the speaker hooks up from here to ground. So I figure it's 12 volt system because the capacitors were rated at 16 volts. So, and I have another stage plugged in here up front. That's what's robbing me my gain. Distorted. So I think I need a field effect transistor here.
Otherwise, everybody's chasing Skeens already. His
Oops.
teammate Jared Jones is in a rough match. He's leading all rookies with 85 strikeouts with the Pirates. He's got an ERA of 3.7.
Now if I disconnect this,
who struck out about 70 so far. He gives up a lot of hits, 270 average against ERA of 4.
comes up.
So yeah, it's Skeens already right there at the top of the board.
That's why I think I
among
need
the
a field
National
effect
League rookies
transistor here.
on the mound, and it has not been the
I
kind
thought
of year
using a .01 I was being kind.
where
I have a .01 coming out, and then this would go
in the National League, I think
here
chasing the arms, right? Michael
to the
Jordan,
4.7K.
9
It's
home
way over
runs.
here. The 4.7K. It travels through this white wire.
With an 820 ops. Jackson Merrill's been red hot with the Padres.
There's the 4.7K to the input here.
I think it will be one of those arms that wins it, and Skeens is already probably within the top 2, top 3.
So I didn't change anything for biasing or nothing. I just, if it, whatever I have there, I have there. I assume I had all these correct resistors. It's kind of hard for me to figure it out now because I can hardly see this crap. But the transistors I used are, right now is this thing here, and this thing here. And then there were 2 of these, and one of those somehow had an A. And yeah, they're all 2 and 2222s except for the push-pull audio output, which I'm going to change over now to I'm going to turn it over to PNP. I need a PNP and an NPN. So I was looking at this. I'm thinking, I know 3904 is really popular. So if I use a 3904 and a 3906 for my audio output push-pull. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hook them up here, 3904 and 3906. Take one of each of those. This is an assortment I bought. These in the bags could be higher quality than these, but I'm not sure. So I'm going to take them out of the bags. So I'm going to pause this for a minute and worm these in, because I wanted a power amplifier that will run on off of 9 volts. It's running off of 9 volts right now. And it works pretty decent, I think, off of 9 volts. I just checked it was saying 8.5 volts. I think it was, when I put it on the milliamps here, I think it was drawing like 5 milliamps. So I don't know if that's good or bad. I'll pause it here and do something different here. But like I say, this is loading it down.
I think probably, yeah, it's those 2 players, 2-horse race.
So I'm losing a lot of sensitivity. It's shipwrecking my diode there.
Pitching on the team that I think wins the East, and I think inevitably has the best record in the American League. Also,
And I would like to maybe have something so this
that
diode,
narrative awards.
if
This
it
guy was traded in
creates
the
any
offseason
amount of
for this team
voltage,
to kind of be the linchpin
I would like it to be like an automatic gain control. But maybe you need a automatic gain control amplifier to amplify the swishy swash the negative control grid voltage. But that's probably way over my head to figure that out. So basically what I want to do is have this safe away from, I don't want it connected right to here for earth ground, or this corner is the same. Now if I'm like here, let me unplug this. If I'm here, I want to disconnect that and save on it. So if I'm like here, there's my variable. Now if I switch this, this will be probably at 12 o'clock. One,
At 30 to 1.
2, 3, 4. What was that other channel? Do I have a 5?
But still, just if we're factoring everything in.
I don't think so. But if this one channel 550 will come in right here, right when that's closed, so I had to put this in here. There it is. I think. So if I switch that, then I'll find it up here.
Alright, so the Vikings in terms of which sometimes in the long run among the four, I rank them second. Last week, remember I said, with the excitement around the Wolves, down there with him. Although I would say the same thing about Luis Hill to an extent.
This is a church channel. I usually judge off of this channel, especially if you want legit news. So I'm just going to keep this capacitor. I don't even know if it's good or bad. It could be a total short job. I don't think it is. And the same with this one. I just like these old the look of these old capacitors. So not that they're going to be anything. They're just there. So this is just to isolate you when you put an antenna out. Isolate you from earth ground. So I'm going to switch these transistors out here. So I'm going to do a test here first. But I don't think this is going to be the amplifier for this. I don't know if I should mount an amplifier on here someplace. I don't know. Probably not. This is June 22nd. Oranger Beginner's Corner. I'm going to pause out here and get these transistors opened up and hook up here. I'll run the guitar through it once here. I don't know if that sounds good or not. From a couple of years ago when I built the preamp for the guitar. So this is number 6 transistor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is number 6. I was having a hell of a time trying to figure that out. So this is my first input actually. So if you unplug this is the first. That would be here. That's a nice sounding amplifier. I use it. I had to build a preamplifier for my turntable though. It wasn't enough oomph. It wasn't for ceramic only. So the speaker goes from here to ground. Capacitors are only rated at 16 volts. So I figure it's a 12 volt system. I'm running her at 9, and I'm going to put these other transistors in now. And this was, when I checked, it was 8.5 volts, so I figure that's okay. So I pause out here for a moment. So I don't know how this hooks up. I would imagine the center one is base, but I'm not sure. Yeah, center one is base, so this shows the NPN. So I have it like this. Flat side to my left, like this. Black is emitter, green is base, and red is collector. So I will put that in on the NPN one, then I will take another transistor out and make sure I'd imagine the 3904 and 3906, the collector, the base will be in the center. But I'll check it because I don't know. On the other one, I would assume it's the same. I'm looking for my 0.5 ohms. They're both burnt out. Both these resistors are wasted. Both of them are burnt to crap. I'm trying to put this in. I can't figure it out. It's got to go in as this way. Base, collector, emitter, and I'm trying to triangle this thing to fit in there. I can't see well enough to do it. I was looking for the 0.5 ohm resistor, so it's got to be those two that are burnt up. And I can't see well enough to put this SOB in here. I'm trying to figure this out. So if this is the NP, this is a 3904, which will be this side. I'm trying to find this stuff. So the collector is going to go right to the B+, so I can probably wiggle that around. But I got to find this 270 ohms of the diodes. They're right here. Where the hell's the 270 ohms? This one? Looks like it. Well, here's the diodes. So I don't have to worry. I'm going to try this and see what happens if I can pull it off. I don't see any miracles coming up here for me today. Working on this anyways.